about something else. So, whoa.
I mean, honestly, though, the woman who is eating mangoes in the shower thinks that she gets to determine what's normal for eating? Like, really? I mean...
you really do that?
No, I do, yeah. But in DR, listen.
You see what I mean?
If I
Like,
was
how
in
can she
DR,
accuse me of
listen,
this?
this makes a lot of sense.
Oh,
so
well, tell us how this makes sense.
Thank you.
I can't
So mangoes are like they're my favorite fruit.
Yes.
But they make you all dirty, and then you don't really enjoy it. You can't really go in, right? Sticky and all that. And so in DR, what we usually do is we get a big bucket of mangoes on our way to the river and eat it in the river, and it's just like awesome.
Are you
We don't have a
eating the
river
mango
in
or bathing
Shaker.
in the mango? What are you doing
Eating
with
the mango,
Okay.
especially the shower, because it kind of washes it down. We are not going to make a I know y'all about to leave. Just stop. We're not going to make a conversation about this because we already talked about it. It just really bothers Brian.
No, but what I'd like to say yet again would be, you're talking about eating mangoes in the Dominican Republic in a river versus in Shaker Heights in the shower.
Normally,
So I'm just saying that you don't get to be the judge of what's normal
Okay,
eating
fine.
habits.
I'll take that.
I just
If you-
eat like quiche in the shower. That's what I draw the
Can you imagine? Yeah.
Eating in
I'm
the
sure she has
bath is
cabinets in
cool.
there.
Like bringing a chocolate in the bath. It's so amazing.
I'm not talking about a bath. I'm talking about a shower.
No, yeah, the shower, you don't want to bring chocolate in the shower because then
No,
it'll melt.
that'd be weird.
Hello. So, if you're on YouTube, make sure to follow, subscribe, and comment. Okay, join the
I'm gonna eat my
family.
pizza.
Introduce
Cold.
yourself
In the shower.
on YouTube.
And that
make
is light
sure
years
to
more normal
subscribe.
than mango in the shower.
Us grown people can keep talking because they talking. You know what the guys do? They just be talking about unnecessary
We're
stuff.
living in our own world.
Exactly.
We have our own
What's
world.
up, Mike? What's up, people? I see you looking. Say hello. Say good morning. Okay.
Jannelle, why don't you try this out?
Okay, cool.
It's going to mess up her hair. She won't do that.
No, I'll do it, please. I'm supreme. Hey,
Yes,
I
yes.
belong in Greece.
You blend right in.
And I'll look like a statue.
One thing that I did notice about the, and I don't know if this is the way it is in America, but
America.
the ladies in Greece all want to have blonde hair, and none of them are born with blonde. There's not one blonde-headed Greece girl ever in the history of mankind.
Wow.
So it looks totally unnatural. Is it that way in America? Do people do that here?
I think so. I think we the media and all that overglorify blonde hair and blue eyes and green eyes. Or
Have you ever
whatever.
colored your hair?
No.
Why?
No, yes. Oh, no, wait, hold on. I did when I was younger, when I was a teenager. I don't anymore and will not. I will be rocking my gray hair. So if I'm still here, if they keep me here, y'all, even though I be saying some stuff, you will see me with my full gray hair, all that.
What color are my eyes, you know?
It won't be
Light
long now,
something.
Jannelle, by the way.
You said what?
Until you're really sporting all that gray hair. Won't be long.
They won't be long. I got a whole lot right here. Thank you.
They're green.
I'm a rocket.
They're green.
Whoa, I didn't even notice.
I know. Thank you.
Wow.
She doesn't
Now,
notice anything around her. It's all like a mirror.
it does not have to be like that. It is not like that up in my house. My little cousin, my little niece, my girls all love being brown and all that. My little niece is super light-skinned. And every once in a while, like in the summer, she'll go up to her mom and be like, Mom, am I getting darker? And then she'll run back outside. I think she wants to like blend in.
One time,
Mom, getting darker.
Josh, my youngest, said, Dad, I know that you're 100% Polish and Mom is Welsh, so that makes me some Polish and some Welsh. But how do I become all Polish? So you just passed the test. We're going to consider you pure.
Your wife is from what? What's up, Sandy? Miss Theola? What's up, Jeff? What's up, Mike? I haven't announced it here, but now that we have you here and on YouTube, I go live on Jannelle Neville's at 10 a.m. every Thursday. So join us there. I'm actually going to have, he's going to find out right now. I'm going to be talking
Ain't nobody
about
got time for that?
balancing work life and personal life and all that. And so I'm going to share 3 things. One of them
What do
is
you think
actually
of that?
something I learned from you.
Really?
And that he learned in the military. But I'm not going to talk about that here. So you got to join me at 10 live
It's about
on
3
Jannelle
hots in a
Neville's.
cot. Wait, that's prison.
Driving a tank?
So your wife is from where? You're from Poland. You're from where?
She is like Northern
That's taking a
Europe.
long time.
Northern Europe.
Where in Northern Europe?
Well, she's Welsh and
Isn't that
something-
Wales? That's in Great Britain.
Wales. Yeah.
So that's like Britain.
Yeah.
She's British.
So do your kids
Johnstown.
resonate more or connect more with one versus the other? Or how has that worked out in your life?
I think our Polish heritage, the food is better.
Yeah, British food is just
British
terrible.
food is
What
horrid.
is British food? Like, what do they
It's
eat?
junk.
It's like
It's
fish and chips, bangers
porridge.
and mash.
Oh.
porridge.
Yeah, it's gross. I
It's
mean,
disgusting.
the meat
It's
tastes different
flavorless.
there because they feed
boil
their cattle
Boil
differently
it?
too.
Oh.
So the food makes the meat taste different. I've been there.
What's
Not
up,
good.
Maurice on YouTube?
But
if
it-
you're on YouTube, comment and introduce yourself. Go
We
ahead.
have pierogies, kielbasa,
Oh, yeah.
all the stuff that goes with Polish people and
So do your kids recognize that your culture is...
superior.
I wasn't going to say that, but that's kind of where I'm
Yeah,
going.
Poland's never lost any war. That's for sure.
Do they recognize that?
They've been mowed over for their entire history.
Brian,
There I go, being accurate again.
yeah, the Germans, well, they mowed over most
The
of Europe.
Prussians, the Germans, everybody.
We were too busy eating pierogies. We were busy.
My dude.
I think I don't think that we so much celebrate our Polish heritage. We like the food.
Oh, okay. So it's not like your kids.
No,
we got
our-
that going on in my house.
Our
Lon-
heritage is American. We're Americans.
Oh, really?
We love
But
America.
part of that is because our family history is so far removed from our country of origin
Oh.
that you begin to lose some of that. I mean,
Yeah.
like the Dolan family started coming in like the 1850s.
Wow.
I think it was Jannelle Dolan.
Y'all
On a
came
prison
almost with the Mayflower. Look at that.
You're supposed to go to Australia.
Mayflower was like 1600s. You're like way early.
And so, well,
That's like 1800s. I know, like, I'm just saying, that's way
and
back.
so over the generations, it's
crazy.
just become less and less about being Swedish and more about, nothing. I mean, nothing.
Cold pizza.
Right.
Yeah.
Lutefisk is just
What
not that
about,
good.
when did you guys
I came when I was 3.
Uh-huh.
So it very much is,
new?
my culture, Dominican culture, is very present in my house and all that. But my kids, my oldest walks around like he's Dominican. He has a necklace with the Dominican country there.
And
his towel.
Is it only half of the flag though?
Why you say no? He's like
He's half Dominican.
He's not.
By
He'll
the
go
way-
to swim team. Swim team's already like he's a minority.
Give it-
He'll be up with a big old towel and it's like the Dominican flag. And
No.
so Lenzo is telling them, dude, you are not like you're half me.
Give it 2 to 3 generations, and somebody will be like doing Ancestry.com in your family, going like,
Unless they marry
I'm
a Dominican. Because Isaiah's
knew?
going to marry a
Who knew?
Dominican.
Right.
Like honestly, give
No,
it a
it's
couple
true.
generations,
Because
and
when-
people will. It'll be like a footnote.
It's true.
Our family moved to the south side of Cleveland around Professor and Tremont, and that's where all the Polish people lived.
Oh,
And so you
that's
moved to a Polish
cool.
neighborhood, and you spoke Polish. My great grandparents
Yeah.
didn't speak any English.
Right.
We had come here
preserves
like
cultural lumber.
1880, and so they were mad that we weren't learning Polish.
Yeah.
So you could see generationally, you get further and further
Yeah.
away from, and you assimilate. That's
Yeah.
what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to assimilate. So you still remember your culture.
What does that mean? Like when people say that, and I'm not getting controversial,
Mm-hmm.
I truly want to understand. What does that mean, you assimilate?
Well, I think you're always going to hold a spot in your heart for where you came from and who you are and what you're about. But this is America. We're not supposed to stay separate. We tried that. It doesn't work.
But I see, the reason why I ask that is because I don't feel that when I go to Little Italy and they're all about Italian and
Yeah.
it's all about that. Or like St. Patrick's Day. It is all about whatever. Like I hear that in other circles. And so part of me is like, okay, where are we going? Like what is that to assimilate? Like I'm a citizen, I know English, but I'm all about, like I straight up want to put a Dominican flag on my pole outside because I long for my country. Just
Yeah.
like the
underneath
Italians.
the American flag. Underneath the American flag.
Just
Well, that's
like
how it
the
has to
Itali-
be.
I mean, that's fine, but I'm saying the Italians on Mayfield Road, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't get that.
I understand the celebration of your heritage. I don't know, and people can move wherever they want. They do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
I don't particularly like these. If you go to a neighborhood and there's just Italian people there, or
yeah,
there's
yeah,
just
yeah. Oh, yeah.
black people there, or there's just Polish people
No,
there.
but the
I think you're-
celebration of their
yeah.
culture, does it like, what does that look like to you in the context of assimilation?
Well, there's Italian restaurants there. There's Italian people there, and we're using Little Italy as the example.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but I think that they're missing out on something that's quintessentially American,
Yeah.
and that is when we come together and we integrate our neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Could you move to Little Italy?
I can't. Did you hear what just happened in Little Italy?
No, I have no idea.
Yeah, no, I can't. I would not move to.
Well, I don't like
but
that.
I'm not talking about the negative side. I'm saying I drive through there and I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool because you go
It
to
is nice.
Chinatown or in on the East Coast, you go to certain neighborhoods and it's like, wow, that's cool. But other people look at that and it's not.
Yeah,
You know?
I understand what they're doing. I think they're missing out on something that
Yeah.
is really great.
Yeah.
And integrating neighborhoods of all people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
In terms of like social science discussion, the phrase has moved from melting pot to
Yeah.
to tossed salad.
Yeah.
Well,
And that changed a couple decades ago when I was teaching.
I
So it
remember
was
that.
like it's the idea of we mix together, but you can maintain your own personal identity and cultural
yeah,
identity.
and I think a lot of that is socioeconomic, where people had kind of fled as we developed the interstate system.
Yeah.
That allowed people to move 20 miles away and still make it to work on time because you didn't have to stop at red lights, right? You get on 480 or I-90 or something like that, or 77, and so it allowed people to kind of spread out a little bit more. And I think that's where, if you looked at a place like Little Italy or the inner city Cleveland, most of the reason why people didn't move is socioeconomic.
Yeah.
Or they
Yeah.
didn't want to go out to the
Or
suburbs.
a lot of times, like I see it in the Latino culture, it's not that we want to segregate. It's like when you move and when you immigrate, you move around the people that you kind of know. And so
Yeah, 'cause it feels friendly.
Right. Or like families there. So it kind of develops, not on purpose, but you end up with neighborhoods like that. But I don't have a problem, even as a new citizen, with like, oh, look, Little Italy, that's awesome. And they do their thing. I just wanted to understand it. And you're Polish. So you're still saying, no, there is a thing to integrating and
Yeah,
and
I don't have
doing
a
the
problem
whole
with what they're
melting
doing
pot
at
thing.
all. I just think they're missing out on something.
Yeah. Lori has a financial question. First, Sarah is talking about her Romanian background, which is great. She says her mom's grandparents came to the U.S. from Romania not too long before her grandpa was born. He grew up in Cleveland speaking Romanian at home, but my mom didn't learn any of it. We did learn to eat yummy Romanian food, though. I went to, I think it was, no, I'm thinking of Hungarian. But yes, so that's cool. Lori says, we put 5 acres for sale in Geneva near the marina June 12th. We had an offer that day. Our real estate agent had many calls. We sold it to the next day to the family that owned next to us. He paid cash, even with the survey that was needed. The deal was totally done by Monday. Just talking about the dynamic in the real estate market. Yeah.
Crazy it was bought by the neighbor. I wonder what the
I-
motive would be for that. Tear it down and expand?
That was an Oprah move.
Why would you want 2 properties?
Right. I'm gonna buy your house. I'm gonna buy your
For
house. I'm gonna buy
real.
your house.
You know,
But, I mean, when you're buying at that value, why do you want 2 houses right next door to each other? It's not an investment property.
It was acres. It was
Yeah, it's
land.
property.
So it's the land.
He didn't want a neighbor. He's like, I don't
Yeah,
want
well,
any.
for
Look,
real.
I like you as a neighbor, but get out.
Interesting.
Would
you know
have
what I'm trying
done
to say,
something
though,
like that?
right?
Well, absolutely. If the land was available and I like the land, and Oprah actually shares
Yeah.
a driveway with friends of ours in Hawaii, and she offers to buy their place quite frequently, and they always tell her,
That's
no thanks.
crazy.
Yeah.
See, they say no thanks, but part of me remembers what you had said, and other people have. Some other investors told me like everything's for sale, it's the right price. You're talking to Oprah.
Oprah.
You could just put a price.
Say, Oprah, why don't you write another 0 on that check,
Hello.
and then we're talking.
Thank you.
Let's have lunch at your place.
Yeah, whatever your offer is, what is it? Double.
Exactly.
And she could do it.
She wouldn't care. It would be nothing.
So what's wrong with your friends? What kind of friends do you
Well,
Do you advise your friends?
no, not that. They're purists. They love the Hawaiian Islands, and Oprah does not have a love for the Hawaiian Islands. She just wants the property, and so
Oh, by the way, it was just land they sold. That makes a ton of sense then.
Yeah.
Lori, that makes
Mike
a ton of
says
sense.
we can
Yeah.
celebrate our ethnicity because our ancestors came from other countries, but if we are citizens of the United States, this is our country, a great place to love and live. Go Spain and Germany.
Well, I mean, culturally speaking, too, one of the challenges becomes how do you define American culture? When American culture is not based on an original group of ethnic people with their own culture. We're a mix of ethnicities and cultures.
here's how we define it.
It's hard to define.
No, it's not. We do everything to excess. That's America.
Oh, wow.
And we love guns. And we love guns.
We love
we do
guns.
everything to excess. Yes.
It's all about us.
Yes. Europe is great. The problem with Europe is there's way too many Europeans there. And that's why I love America.
Oh, okay. Sarah says, this was how my mom was raised for sure. It's a bit tricky for us as our kids have 3 citizenships. Whoa. Truly, though, they identify more with their genetic citizenships than the country where they were born. Interesting. Janet, Team Brian, is on. It's been a while, Janet. What's up? She says, my dad fled from Yugoslavia with his family during a difficult time. My dad served in the army. I am all about America. My family's heritage was rough, and although I wanted to take my dad to Yugoslavia to see where he came from, he never wanted to return. I think the old country people, like his mother, did live here, but longed for the old country. Now I just cherish the fact that they fled here.
Remember when Yugoslavia fell? Was that Ceausescu?
That was Romania, I think.
Romania?
Ceausescu, I think.
I don't remember. Brutal dictatorships over there. And I can, when somebody escapes that, I love talking to somebody who has been there and seen either dramatic socialism or true communism, the effects on people, what it does to people, and then they come here and they look at some of the people that protest things here and they say, you have no idea what you are talking about. You think you got it bad here.
Yeah.
I knew a guy that had to escape out of, I think it was Romania, in the trunk of a car, jump a wall, then send for his family.
Yeah, it's rough. Kathleen's brother-in-law's family fled from Romania. Although I will say Yugoslavia, my favorite Yugoslavia story is actually nothing to do with Yugoslavia. It has to do with misheard lyrics. You like misheard lyrics?
Yes.
The song "Start Me Up" by the Rolling Stones.
I hate the Rolling Stones.
In Yugoslavia, you never starve. Mm-hmm. That's what somebody thinks it is. You never heard this?
No.
Let me show you.
If you Start Me Up by the Rolling Stones as in Yugoslavia, you'll never stop. In Yugoslavia, you'll never stop, never stop, never stop.
You didn't like that. I was trying to entertain you, and you didn't like it.
Okay. Lori, I want to make sure I get... You've got to deal with this.
Moving on. Thank you, Ray.
I want to make sure to get to some of your comments. We're about to wrap up. Lori says, wherever anyone moves, they should maintain their roots, but also be able to speak that language and be a part of the area. Amen. I agree with that. I think maintaining our roots is important. And I do want to say, too, I have friends, for example, that are Cuban.
You have friends.
I do. Yeah.
This is a newsflash.
I know. That are Cubans, and I can see, I don't know about Yugoslavia or Hungary, none of those, but like, let's say,
I don't know
that people
matter.
from that.
No, ain't nobody heard of that.
But they flee and they're appreciative and they have a problem with, let's say back in the day, Fidel, but they longed for their country and their people. And, Sara from Ecuador will get me. There's something about the love for country that you can separate from. Man, they jacked up and they doing some messed up stuff. But I miss my country. There's a thing, about your roots and your people. But I
don't
think
know about those Slavias.
I don't know.
All them Slavias.
Oh my
and
gosh.
Akias.
So Sarah says, yes, try explaining American cuisine.
Man, those Latinos don't care at all about white people in Europe.
No, not one bit.
We got it going
Eastern
on.
Europe.
A bunch of gravy eating,
Eastern Europe, what's that?
boiled meat eating people.
Ain't nobody heard of Eastern Europe.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what y'all doing.
Can I rent the house over there?
Wow, okay.
You're the one who said it.
I don't know. I mean, I can't speak for them. I know what the love of country looks like in
I
Latin
speak
America.
the only language I need to speak, American.
Pam says, I almost said Pamela again. She's with you. She doesn't like the Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones are terrible.
And Sarah
Terrible.
says, try explaining American cuisine. It's impossible. People are not impressed with the cultural cuisine of hamburgers and pizza. I usually tell people that American cuisine depends on the cultural background of the person cooking. That's pretty cool.
That's why it's a challenge to define American culture altogether. It's difficult.
So we were in Greece, in Athens, walking around looking for a restaurant, can't find one.
It's all Greek to you.
I just won $10. I thought I was going to lose, but I knew Brian was going to say that. Now I bet myself, so I got to pay myself, so I didn't really win any money. But I did win $10. we end up at TGI Fridays. And I eat a cheeseburger.
What?
There's a point at which you miss.
Yeah.
No, we were just lost.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
I'm like, okay, this is my fallback position. If I don't find a Greek restaurant with moussaka in the next 5 minutes, I'm coming back here and eating because I'm going to die of starvation. And then I said, let's just do it. I don't want to die.
When I was in Greece with students, you get to it's not called a piazza in Greece, but it's a similar concept where you're walking on a street and then it opens up to a big area, right?
Yeah.
So
Like a courtyard.
people have like restaurants and retailers. It was a big one, and like we were like, all right, kids, time for lunch. Pick wherever you want. There's a McDonald's over there,
That's where they
or,
got.
or there's a Greek guy standing with those spits, to make gyros or whatever they're actually called in Greece.
Mm-hmm.
Like 4 or 5 different kinds, and the kids were like, McDonald's. And then went to McDonald's, and I sat down and had that guy slice me up something. I don't know what it was.
They
It
don't
was
make
good.
gyros like we do. They either make them out of chicken or pork. There's none of that lamb concoction meat.
But they're all in the spit, though. It's still cut off that spit that's heated up.
Yeah, I didn't have a gyro there.
Well, because you kept asking for a gyro, nobody knew what you were talking about.
All right, y'all.
You're so white.
We gotta go. Oris
You're like the whitest
in
guy I
YouTube,
know.
on YouTube.
I am the white.
What's up, Oris? Make sure to comment.
Could
Continue
I
the
have a
conversation.
gyro? I'm from America.
Subscribe.
Do you have a gyro?
I speak American. Sorry, go ahead.
Subscribe, like, and comment on YouTube and on Facebook by Mike and Sarah and Pamela and Lori's. Janet was on. That's cool. And hold on, there were more people.
Yugoslavia.
Lori. What's up,
In
Lori?
Yugoslavia, you never
Daniel.
stop.
Woo! Daniel said, hey ya.
What are the words?
All right, y'all.
Start me up.
Follow up Friday
Stop me
tomorrow.
up, I
Okay?
never stop.
Peace out.
I hate
Now we gotta wait for him to press the button.
awkward.
By the way, if you're